Yes. Okay.
I think we'll wait for 5 more minutes and let everyone join, and then we can start.
Thank you, all of you guys, for in applying and being interested in an internship with Mathematical Association of America's International Program Group, right? I really appreciate, right? So this is so last 2 years we have been a little bit slow on recruiting more and more students because of COVID and things settling in. So this year we are going back to our 2019 when we had more than like 15, 20 students from our region as our interns. Adesh is joining. Right. So Adarsh was one of the intern who worked the entire last year, and thank you, Adarsh, for your work last 1 year, like free labor 1 year, right? So now he is graduating into a paid position. So this year he's moving to NYU, and he will be fully working with us and other professors, right? This academic year. So we are hiring him full time as a student coordinator, right? So he will be conducting this session. So any question in between, I will step in. I'm mostly here to listen. And this is the other's first full assignment, right? Right? As a paid person. I'm hoping that one of these years, like in coming years, you guys also will become a valuable asset, which moving forward. So the internship, so others will be explaining, you'll be introducing the program. The main coordinator, Soham Bobik, is supposed to join from Geneva. So he will be overseeing everything. Like he's right now working in WTO, has been MAA IPG student for last 9 years, from an IB in Mumbai to University of Iowa to now he is working in WTO, right, World Trade Organization. So he was into all these programs, started as an intern, just like you. So he will be now in a position coordinating, so that I am generally, I don't know how many of you know me, like, I'm the director of Mathematical Association of America. I'm kind of a lazy person, so give everything to my students and my interns, right? And I'm here to observe everything. So others, whenever you are ready, I will make you the co-host, right? So if Adarsh is missing, he has been with all our programs. He has been active in our research, and finally he presented. He was a part of our presentation team in JMM in Boston early this year. All right, so are you showing your poster today to them as a
yeah, I'm showing the post.
So that research we are continuing. So we are recruiting few students for that, and few students for our engagement program beyond thing. So all those things others will explain. I'm not taking the limelight. So others, you can start.
Yeah. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm having my breakfast also.
Good evening, all. I am Adarsh, and as you know, I'm working as an intern with Shyam Chandra. So today's agenda would be, first, let me give a brief idea about myself, though I've sent it in the message, but I'll just tell more about myself. Then about the internship which you're going to enroll into and what will be expected from you in that internship. then the roles available which we could hire you into, and the different areas as Sham was telling, the engagement and all those, and then how you need to work and get there, and then what the results which I got and which you could also get, and then in case you have any questions we could go for them. First, about myself. So I am Adarsh Kumar. I am currently 17 years old. I am doing math as a major and computer as a minor at an undergraduate student at NYU. I was born in Boston, but I shifted in 2007 to Chennai and later in 2013 to Bangalore. So first, my 10th grade, I finished in an ICC school called Sherwood High in Bangalore. And in 12th, I did it in Kumarans, a CBSE school. I joined MAA, I think in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. And I've been working as a research intern with Sham for like over a year. I started late 2021 and I was doing it till 2023. Now I am a paid intern. So, like most of you here, I also liked math since I was young. I read most of your works. Most of you are just like me. So, what I did is what I would be expecting you guys also to do, but some of you would be doing like the work, part of the work which I did in different programs. And as Sham was telling, I had a poster published in Joint Math Meeting, JMM, Boston 2023, which was under the guidance of Mr. Sham Chandran, along with the help of my colleagues, Mr. Baran and Arshika. So I can show you the poster which we presented. Just give me a second, I'll open it.
While he is bringing up, I think I can explain the work, the research. That is a longitudinal study we launched from 2019 onwards. Is Kanav here?
Yeah, I was actually waiting for him to join, but he has.
Oh, okay, Kanav might join. Kanav is a DPS Faridabad student, right? Has been working with MA for a long time, right? So what we did is, like, we studied, we looked at two schools, and our thesis, our argument initially were like, the students who are participating in competitive problem solving will have a better experience, a power of problem. This is our longitudinal study. This is an ongoing study. A partial paper was presented in JMM in Boston last year, and earlier in MathFest. I'm continuing with this presentation in MA, adding the new data. So one of the area where others worked was this particular one. Others, you can explain.
Yeah, so as Sham was telling, what we did is how competitive exams would enhance the performance of students. And we took over a 3-year span, 2016, 2017, 2018. We collected the SAT and the AMC scores of these students. And then we recorded the data and checked their average performances. And as here observed, it is there's an average increase of 2.4%. I can show the results. Wait a second. So this is just like the format of the research paper. I think some of you might be familiar with it, but the REP program, which you guys will be doing as a part of this, will give you a whole idea of what you're going to do in this research.
So can I stop you for like 1 minute, right? Others?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So so this is one level of internship. This is our major internship. We are expecting students who are really highly qualified and highly motivated to come to the conference and present papers, and so that kind of an idea. This is your area of work, right? This is something which might interest you. But this is not easy, right? This is something, this requires tremendous commitment, something like others did. So area, but it is not too much. It is collecting data, analyzing the data, presenting the data, basically, right? But you will have to undergo, if you are selected, and if you are choosing this area of academic research as your you want to excel as a research intern. That is one internship which we are offering, right? So then it requires an additional training. So after selection, there will be a training, right? A research methodology training. How many of you guys are IB students? I don't know much of you. Okay. So you might have some experience and some training in while doing EE, right? How many of you are doing AP research? Anyone? Okay. So, but if you have already done EE, I will accommodate them without a training. Otherwise, so you might have to go through the training and others. So this is the Gurnur is joining. Okay. Okay. So Gurnur, so this is the program, the training program brochure, right? So there is a strict schedule. So all the interns in this area will have to undergo the research methodology training so that you can present the data, help us. So it makes sense, right? So go ahead, right? So this, but the result of this is super cool because you will get a research paper. You will others is a co-author to a major high impact factor paper. So that will help. I'm sure that not only because of that, because of his tremendous work, others got admitted into NYU in ED itself, so it is highly beneficial. Every internship with MAA is highly useful in your career, but I'm not pushing it as a stepping stone into top universities, but you want to become better persons, you need to get intern. You need to intern, you need to work, and this is a great opportunity we are looking forward for. But we will provide all the support, and you'll be working with professors, including myself, right? In this particular area. So this is one of the work. Others, sorry, like I put a hold on you. We can continue.
No problem, no problem. So as you can see, we collected the students' data, then their GPA, that is their school scores, their AMC scores, their SAT, SAT scores, and about their basic behavior, whether they're good academically and how they perform in class, how they respond in class. And as you can see, the data has been collected majorly from two sources. The reason why we took this is to compare what you could say is like two schools which are at a different level. So DPS Faridabad is basically the Shanti Niketan school is more like how do I say it exactly? It's like for people who are in a low income household. It's majorly for those kind of people.
So that is, those students are mainly from state board. So we were looking at state, what is the difference between a state board student and a CBSE student when they are working in competitive problem solving, right? Not only in math, also in science. And we argued, our thesis was like, so that will improve their general academic performance, which we proved. And this year, like, I'm collecting more data on is there any behavioral change, like, for a student in one classroom, very focused at taking all the American math contests, Indian Olympiad, physics, chemistry at a competitive level, how their behavior is changing in the classroom and outside the classroom. So that is an additional research we will be adding on today this year, and that result we will have a poster in JMM in Seattle in coming. So if you guys are joining in this area, anyone who is getting selected and joining, so there will be a training, there will be specific work, and in the end you will get an opportunity to come to Seattle if required, or you can like Adarsh and Arshiga, they couldn't travel because of the they remotely presented. So these are the opportunity. Go ahead, Adarsh.
Yeah. So as you can see, there wasn't a much difference between like the students So majority of the students were in the, you could say, lower middle class, I would say, not exactly. Um, so I don't really want to explain the
No, no,
paper
you can
much.
go
I
to
can,
the next slide. I mean, this is the
yeah.
giving them this is an orientation, not about. So anyone who is really interested in this research, fix up a time separately with Adarsh, and you can he will explain his work and the data, and separately it is going to be published in Focus, right? So it's one of our research journal, so that should be out in Focus, so in fall edition. So that is a big achievement. Thank you so much, Adarsh, for supporting me, right? This is a major paper. So if you guys are there, so maybe you will get a presenting opportunity, and then a published, so you will become a published author if this is the way you are moving. Okay.
Yeah, so apart from that, I had an own paper with a Harvard professor. It was about the US crime rates in 1970s and what was the major influence. So I got it published in the Exploratio Journal. So again, if you guys want to read about it, I could give it later. Okay, so next. So
You are
yeah,
using an
so
illegal version, Adarsh, of your Microsoft. So as a
so
paid
next,
intern, you cannot do that, right? So you need to
yeah.
use our, I mean, so that is another that I can step in. If you are our intern, all our resources will be available for you. The data, our tools, our things, everything will be available. Just like me, everything, the books, everything will be available for you if you are officially our intern. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so another program which I majorly helped in MA was the COMC program. It was basically the Canadian Olympic challenge. So what I did is I worked with 15 other students where we had to prepare a questionnaire which we had to give to the Canadian Olympic committee, because at that time the Winter Olympics was going on, and we could ask these questions to the Olympic. A certain group was selected to question them, but we just missed it. Then more, I think Gurnur here would know about it. We had an HMMT program in September. I don't remember. I think it was at Kuppam, if I'm not mistaken. So there we had a few students come over, and there was a selection process for HMMT. This will again happen later for the November as well as the February, and you guys could take part in those also.
So
And again, as Sham was talking,
let me step in and explain how it is relevant here, right? So what he was explaining was two other advanced programs we are having other than academic research. One is what we call it as an engagement programs, right? A collection of programs. So Mathematical Association of America have agreements with the American and Canadian Red Cross, right? And Oxfam International and several Obama Foundation, several programs which we are doing. So where the internship we are offering in the engagement area is whatever students whatever. So what we are saying is the students in our AMC program, we have around 10,000 students in our program in the region, and like overall 400,000 students in our program worldwide. So this 10,000 students in our region can access several what we call it engagement projects, like to get trained in American Red Cross or first aid and CPR providing. So many things are there, or fundraising for Oxfam, or organizing a first responders club, and like in working in flood hit areas or whatever it is, right? So we provide a lot of such work in the community, right? And provide that opportunity to the students. So that is collectively, and one of these programs which Adarsh is referring, COMC program, that is the Canadian Canadian Olympics that's a regular Olympics, right? Athletic Olympics. So others run a program as an intern, right? So this year we are continuing working with Canadian Parliament, Obama Foundation, several such small programs are there. So a collection of internship opportunities are available in those areas, like to train students in first aid and CPR. For doing that, you need to get trained first, right? And get certified. Then you train the students. Maybe one of you guys can. I remember one of my early interns in 2014, 2015, they traveled with me to Assam, India, to work in flood-hit areas, flood-hit areas, right? We were there for a week. So that is also internship, highly valued in college admission process and to become a better person. So that is the engagement set of internships available. Again, every internship requires a training and a selection, application, selection, training. I'm sure that others will be explaining. And what he was explaining on the HMMT, the Harvard MIT challenge, we organized several tournaments, that is team tournaments, right? So when I was recommending Kanav and Gurnur, these people where Gurnur is here, so they were selected as a team, not as interns, but as the team members traveling to, they performed really well. We brought them to, fully paid by MAA, brought them to, for giving the training, brought them to Bangalore and trained. But unfortunately, again, because of the visa issues, they couldn't come. But this year, we are having teams being sent to Harvard MIT Challenge. We are having team. That is not the selection round here. You, as interns, you'll be supporting that that team building process, supporting the team, and maybe you will travel with one of the selected interns will travel with the team as assistant coaches, right? I think one of the position of assistant coach is already given to. Is Sagar here? Sagar Patnaik?
No, he is.
No. Sagar has been, because he applied last year and got selected, but he couldn't. He got jaundice, but he couldn't work. So this year we have reserved a spot on the enrichment program. Only one spot is already reserved. Others, you note it down. One spot is reserved for Sagar, right? So we still have 3 or 4 more spots. So that the role would be, as Adarsh was explaining earlier, the role would be like assistant coaches, right? It will be an intern, but mostly assistant. There will be a coach. A Kadav is coming in, right? So mostly it will be working together, moving forward. So Kanav is coming in. Kanav, are you here? Hello, Kanav. I think I saw him coming in. Kanav is one of the top math students in India, right? He is selected for as well as Gurnur. They are in the team last year. Hopefully, they will be in the team this year, the India team, which we will be sponsoring. I've already applied for funding for the team. Please note that team and the internship are 2 different things, right? Team. Yes, go ahead. What is the question? Is there a question? Who raised the Srita? Did you raise you had a question, Srita?
Sir, for some reason, it just automatically raised my hand, sir. Sorry for this.
Say that again. I couldn't hear you properly.
Sir, it automatically raised my hand for no reason.
Oh, no, it's okay. Then that's okay. Thank you. No problem. So that is the kind of, there will be a team for India. There will be a team for Math Premier Leagues. There will be several teams, but we are requiring interns to train the team, organize these tournaments. So that is the job of an intern. Maybe 1 or 2 interns will travel with the team to different parts of the world, right? So that is the general idea. Go ahead. So I'm sorry that I'm stopping your flow, Adarsh.
No problem. Yeah, no problem.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, so again, as we were saying, first we want to make it clear what is an internship. See, an internship is basically where you work for an organization, where you guys, okay, I don't want to make it like a disparity, but you guys are young and you guys won't get paid, but I'll get paid. I don't want to make it as a disparity. And the major reason, but we want you to take part in an internship is because you always get the real life work experience. For example, me working in the REP program, I got the experience I needed. And then in the JMM conference, I got the experience needed for research, which helped me in publishing my other paper. And in case I publish any more future papers, I could always use this experience which I got from these two research papers. Next, again, I want to differentiate. What you guys are doing is an internship, not volunteering. An internship, what you guys are doing is you guys require total dedication and you get an experience, but volunteering, you're just doing it for the sake of it. But internship, it requires really hard work, dedication. And if Sham, you want to add anything more on that, you can go ahead.
Oh, that's a great point, Adarsh, right? There's a huge difference between volunteering and internship. As far as MAA is concerned, we are recruiting volunteers also. So volunteers are recruited for a short job, right? No major assignment. They come, do the volunteering, like setting up so we had volunteers for Oxfam walks. So they set up the stalls and everything, and their specific assignment go. Internship a little bit, a commitment should be minimum of 1 quarter, right? Like say, for example, so you can say that I am committed for fall. I can commit this number of hours every week. So, and a mentor will be assigned to you. So you will be, so that is another difference between internship and a volunteer, right? So you will be working with Kerry or Professor Bannon or Professor Sheffield, right? Based on their project. So you'll be working under them. So as others pointed out, like, so we cannot, when you are an intern, any work, I'm sure that you guys are really awesome. And we expect quality work and high productivity, right? Using proper tools, right? So because you will be representing Mathematical Association of America as an intern, right? So we expect that level of quality in your work and time commitment. When you commit something, that should be delivered, right? And that should be the thing. And I'm sure that you guys are very good, right? So, but anything like, follow the templates, follow the behavior. So those kind of things are very key, because the relationship is much longer. And when others will be explaining that, we will provide certificates, we are investing money indirectly. Say, for example, if students are recruited as an intern for our engagement program, they can access several of our training program at no cost. And if they are selected for a research intern, their research, their conference registrations are waived. When they are coming, they can stay in MIT, those kind of things, right? So we get you get a lot of perks. So that any perks will come with a responsibility, with an accountability, right? So that is why others, you have references, everything, right? We will do the reference check, we will do everything, and all these things should be properly filed. And in the end, if you are a volunteer, you will get an appreciation letter. But for an intern, you will get an internship letter, which will state how many hours you work, what is your output, how we grade your work. Everything will be noted. Like if anybody wants to refer to the internship letter for others or any previous student, you can do that, right? So that will be a good a gunpowder in your arsenal when you are applying for top universities, right? That, or you are moving forward in your life, it will really help you as an intern, right? So but we are very serious. we are looking at very serious. So that is I'm not saying volunteering is not serious, but I am a volunteer. I regularly volunteer every Friday. Tomorrow, every Friday morning, I serve breakfast for homeless youth. But I am committed in that volunteering program. But if I'm interning or if my job is completely different, right? You understand the difference, right? Okay, go ahead, Adarsh.
Yeah. So now this is really important. What will be expected from you? Again, this 6 to 8 hours a week is I'd say 6 hours is a minimum. 8 isn't a maximum. 6 hours a week is a minimum. And we'd be expecting you to regularly attend all the meetings. And once you enroll, we'd be expecting a lot of creative ideas. Academic writing, I guess, is Kashyan Damani here? Is he here?
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's really good at writing. So some of you guys also, you're good at writing, but his writing is really, really good. And we'd be expecting you to have good presentation and communication skills, which will of course come in handy when you're presenting your papers in the conferences, and generally in life, it would be really helpful. So the skills which you'd be requiring is methodology, design, and presentation, all related to research. And again, Shyam, if you have anything to add.
Yeah, so one of the I have here, so one of the key position which when you Kashan Damani, right? So Kashan, right? Hey, so I'm glad that some of the writers are there. So we so this is one of the journal which I am the lead editor, Transitions in Global Education, right? So that is an area, right? Raya, tell me. I always say Ria.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I was just wondering how many different types of internship programs are available, because you've mentioned enrichment and you've mentioned engagement. So are those the only two categories, or are there other ones?
Yeah, great question. Thank you. So let me answer that. There are three general programs. I'm sure that others will come to that. So one is an academic research the title will be research intern. So that will be mostly scientific research, conference, presentation, that kind of an idea. The second category of internship, which will be engagement interns, right? So that will be, again, supporting students in our engagement program and supporting our teachers in the engagement programs, mostly working on the side, Red Cross and things like that. All the students are, last year we had like 560 students in South India, in our engagement program. Supporting them would be engagement internship. The third set of internship will be enrichment internship. That requires additional training. Enrichment is like a little bit advanced than a training, right? Where you experience something, you learn something, you experience that, and you reflect on that. That's the methodology of learning. And we provide the tournaments, student enrichment programs, several travel programs, so that we bundle as enrichment programs, right? So again, math and science enrichment program. So supporting students, supporting the teachers will be the role of intern. So three basic areas, Raya. One is academic research, 2 years enrichment, 3 years engagement. 3 sets of selection.
So adding on to what? You go ahead.
Yeah, in all these things, there will be requirement. The work you will be doing is presenting, collecting. In all these areas, work remains the same. Collecting data, supporting the students, and and finally presenting the paper in anything, or providing a training, right? So like what others is doing. And additional to that, if someone is really passionate in writing and editing, so I have 2 positions which is not listed here in this collection, but I have 2 positions for lead editors, right? To join as student editors in the journal. So last year our funding was not there, So when I retired, the funding went away, but this year we received the funding back, right? So we are restarting the journal. So we are looking for excellent editors and writers who can support and bring the work back. I'm looking for, so that is that the writing internship is also included. So 2 more positions are there. Go ahead, Raya. Go ahead, Raya. It's your question.
I'm sorry, just a follow-up question. How do we show our interest in one of these certain internships, or will you decide based on our applications?
No. There will be an interview process. You will get an opportunity. The Sunday we will start the interview, right? So if so during the interview you express your interest, right? And you will get an opportunity to talk with. So Mr. Soham will be there. Mr. Professor Sheffield will be there. Some of the teachers will be there. I will be, hopefully I can be there because are you conducting the interview at a specific time frame, Adarsh, or
Well, I kept it at the convenience for the others, so it would be at a specific time frame. Yes.
Okay, so we can, it is one-on-one, like, whoever is away, but there is so we grade, you can express your interest, and we will try our level best if you are qualified to accommodate your interest. All right, Okay, go ahead.
When is it expected? When is the interview expected?
Interview is on Sunday, right? This Sunday. If I got an invite for Sunday, am I reading it correct, Adarsh?
Sunday, yeah.
Sunday, all right. Sunday at different times, according to the availability of the students, we will, because it's a one-on-one interview.
Okay, so
if I understand correctly, panel of interviewers are also set because I got an invite. So that means like panel is also set. There can be at least one person from outside my group will also be there. So it's a formal interview. And no need to dress up or anything, right? So I'm just, but it will be no need to get nervous, anything. You relax and come for the interview. So nothing, so this is not the end of the world, right? So relax, but we will be very, very, every process will be transparent, right? So there will be, it will be very open. Go ahead.
Okay, so let me continue. So this is the plan for the coming academic year. So again,
this is, I can explain. This is the basic, this is our general idea. You can go, it's a standard template. You can go like, so we are working on different and getting, I think we are already at the strategy level. We will be launching the program. Our academic year start now, we call it as a summer time, like, so our events, I'm hoping that all interns will be placed mid-July, and the work will, the training will start mid-July, and deployment will start from August. So August 27th, this is our actual cutoff date for the fully functional. Fall and winter are our most active time for the internship, and our conference are on August conference. All the interns can remotely participate, and we are expecting some of you guys to travel for the Seattle conference and continue like till, so it's depending upon what quarter you are working. Go ahead to the next slide.
So yeah, this was the areas which we were talking about for the enrollment. As you can see, there are 3 programs. I don't think so the student support comes for anyone over here. The research publishing, as Shyam was telling, was the academic one, the enrichment programs and the engagement programs. So there will be 4 different categories.
So these categories, forget about that. Don't. These are the gradings which will give who excel, how many points and things like that. So you can collect, So being an MAA intern means you can officially get academic credits. So these are the scoring level of the credits, and these are the different in research itself. There are different category. When I say on research, I need 4 intern. Category 1 intern can be focusing on data collection. Category 2 can be data analysis. Category 3 and 4 can be presenting. Some of them are very good in collecting and analyzing data. One of them can be superb in presenting, right? And it depends. So there are different categories in training and things. Okay, so I have a question from Raya again on difference between engagement and enrichment. Engagement is mostly the engagement program is mostly like like the programs which we offer, like typically Oxfam program, Red Cross programs,
It's like a public service.
Yeah, where we are. So, for example, when you call Red Cross, we are encouraging all our students to become trained and certified in first aid and CPR, right? So that is an engagement program. And we argue that the students who are in that engagement, not the interns, students who are in, if you are certified through our Red Cross program, you will become a better person, a better so internship positions will be supporting that, or Oxfam, another very active program, engagement program we have, where we like 2019 and last year also, me and my students, we walked 100 kilometers in 2 days, and
The fundraiser.
we fundraise for Oxfam. So that is an engagement program. And another program was we worked with Ayush Ministry of India, and we, as a year-long program where we train and the students, and we do 108 sun salutations, collecting money, fundraising on June 21st or equinox and solids, that kind of a thing. So, but you are bringing a focus, the students are doing those. So those are called engagement program. Or President Obama's foundation is closely associated with MAA. So we have not introduced those programs in India, where we teach students from, we call it as AMC for all. So we are, so intern on that area will be teaching an African-American student in Iowa, right? That kind of approach. So that is what we call it as an engagement program. Enrichment program is mostly like you are, so you are supporting a team tournament. You are organizing a team tournament. So those are our enrichment program. So we get regular students coming to our conference, right? Supporting those students, or supporting students traveling for Harvard MIT Challenge or Stanford tournament or Berkeley Math tournament, whatever it is. So that is the area which we will be recruiting for enrichment programs. All right, is it clear, Raya? Okay, go ahead. And student support, as said, we are looking at more senior, that's mostly paid positions, right? You can also apply, but others will be under student support, right? So that will be
even Reshma is a good example for students.
Reshma is a full-time employee. Reshma is here.
No, she didn't.
Okay, go ahead. Go to the next slide.
Well, this was the timeline which was actually applicable for me, which we did as a part of the REP last year. So as you can see, first in January, we started the REP program. Then in March, there was a basic draft of what we were going to do. And we started our work as research assistants. And then June, we had like the abstract ready. And in September, we had almost the entire paper ready. And December, we registered for the conference, and January, the conference took place and we published the paper. So this is just a general timeline which is followed. But for you guys, since the conference will be in January later, this January, so you guys will follow a different timeline. So yeah, so as Sham was telling, there are there are three different steps where we get. So application or selection. So basically what you guys have all given your applications. The interview will take place on Sunday where there will be a selection process. And then after that, once you get selected, you'll train as an intern for the enrichment programs. You will receive a separate training, but then you will train, and then the performance is basically when you're put on stage in the final conference and you present your paper, which you would have worked about for like 2 or 3 months. So anything you want to add on, Sean?
So it can be like, your performance can be based on, say, if your internship with Transitions in Global Education Research Journal as an editor, student editor, then your performance will be editing, writing, and publishing, and your result will be a published book, right? It depends on what work you are doing, right? And all these would carry funding opportunities, travel grant application, all those training will be provided in between, right? So we have several grants available. If our interns want to travel, student interns want to travel to our conferences, our interns can apply for Dolan's grant. So all those, how to apply for a grant, how to train, all those things we will support you while you are in the program. And what is the question again, Srita? Or is
Sir, actually, I have a question. In the interview, right, sir? Are there any set of questions that may be asked, or any example questions?
Great question. Thank you. Yes, I understand. Have you ever attended an interview?
Other than in school for the cabinet selection, no, sir.
Okay. So it's a fair question. So can we give others? Can you provide them with some guideline question, because most of them will be for the first time. I don't want them to be nervous. So basically, you relax. You don't have to prove anything to anyone, right? Just come relaxed and perform and show. That's why I say no pressure. No, you are not judged with your work. You are youngsters, right? But we will look into, definitely we will look into your transcripts and your references and your work. We will ask questions on. Go ahead, Shreyansh, go ahead.
Sure.
Yes.
So I had a question in the enrichment programs. You said that the selection for HMMT and everything else will still happen this year. So if you're part of the internship, can we still participate for the selection for the team if that's not
absolutely. That letter should go out. The selection process of is completely different. Internship is different, and becoming a member of Indian team sponsored by MAA are two different processes, right? So that letter should go out mid-July, and once you receive it, the application process is different, selection process is different, completely different, and I am not directly involved in that. So that will be a separate process. Yes, you can be an intern, and you can be an actual team member in an enrichment program. No question. So don't get nervous about. That is why we doing the orientation now. Come relaxed for the interview, right? And as a teacher, I love to ask questions. If I am there, I might drill you. I'm kidding, right? So I might, but others, Soham can ask several questions. Professor Shafil, whoever is going to be there, will follow the thing. But as a North American Educational Institute, we are very, very serious about the interview. We have a rubric, and we will grade it, and it will be a selection process will be very, very transparent. Gurnur has been working with me. Gurnur, you are here, right? Hello,
Yes, sir.
Gurnur. Gurnur. No preference for Gurnur. you apply. He has been a student with me for a long time, but no special treatment for anyone. Gurnu, you understand that, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm kidding. All these things are not that. Relax. And this is not the end of the world, right? Even if you are not selected, don't get worried, right? So there are, as others wrote it, internships are like buses. It keeps on coming. Opportunity keeps on coming, right? Pay attention. So it should be all right. Okay. So are you done? I have.
No, just two more things. So again, you would be thinking, what can we get from this internship? Like, though most of you would like the experience, I'm sure some of you would be thinking, how would this be beneficial to your college application? So of course, you'd get a letter, which I personally received, and if any of you wanted, I can share the letter. It's not a problem. And as Sham said, I feel the letter and my research experience was one of the major reasons for my admissions into NYU. So you guys don't need to, if you guys do want to take part, there is a certain beneficial thing which will help you now as well as in the future. Yes, Sham, I'm done if you want.
Yeah. Like, I think any more question, anyone? So as others, you will be sending them all the possible questions from on the interview, right?
Yeah, I'll send it.
Oh yeah, like and definitely give the list of panelists for the interviewing, right? So that they can be very comfortable, right? So you guys will be, and some of at least others will be there, and I will be there, and some of our previous intern. I will go ahead, Shrita. Go ahead.
Oh, yes, sir. Also, sir, there's no age requirement for this, right, sir?
Not really, but we are recruiting middle school students. But if it is too, like, we cannot, there are, like, if which grade are you in?
Shrita's in middle school, actually.
Yeah. Like middle school, we are recruiting middle school interns, right? Again, this was the first time I'm recruiting middle schoolers as the intern. So you must excuse me, like if I'm I will try my level best to adjust the jobs accordingly, right? So most of you like not the CTS job, but to answer your question, if it is a student in 5th grade or 6th grade, it can be, or even it can be, the job can be like, it makes no sense, right? So I'm looking at 7th graders, 8th graders who are moving into high school. That is, for us in the 9th grade makes sense, but it's all the maturity of the student. There should not be any limit, right? Who are like, you can get 2 PhDs if you are really good when you are 17. So age is not an issue. It's the maturity and the determination. But I'm being brutally honest. This was the first time we are going to have middle school interns. So I'm excited about that. We will work on that together, Srita. Okay, Raya.
I need you raised your hand before, so if you have any questions.
Go ahead, Raya.
Is it a technical interview or will you be asking us math-related questions?
Absolutely not. Excellent question, right?
It's a technical interview.
So if for the, because even if you are an intern coach for Indian team going to MIT, you are not expected to be an expert in math, right? You got my point. But in that position might require some basic knowledge of or a thorough knowledge of math as in a tournament, right? So we will, certain positions, there might be additional technical question, but it is not going to be anything serious. I got one comment here on a 12th grader. Definitely, I would strongly encourage the 12th graders to, it will be your last opportunity to get a serious internship, right? Before your college application, right? So I will, for every 12th grader, but I understand the 12th graders and have a busy schedule. So you choose your internship wisely, right? Don't take too much of a commitment, then your regular academic works will get affected, right? So be very honest and open. Make sure that you are getting it, but don't overcome it, because as a 12th grader, like, remember others, like when you were working, like to do during the exam month, others disappears, right? Completely disappears. I understand, right? I appreciate your focus on because that is your core work, right? Your school work. So you need to choose your internship properly, make your commitment properly, because you are making a commitment, right? To mathematical associate, to other students, to the community. So you need, when you are making that commitment of, so you can say that, okay, these and these months I cannot do. We understand, right? We will recruit another student for that. Say that, oh, I am available in fall, but winter I cannot do. We understand, right? So you need to be more open. That way it should be okay. Anyone else? Any other question? So what are the next step, others? So I am done here, right?
I will send them the sample questions which are required, and the
sample
interview
questions,
will
and
take place on
you
Sunday.
give a panel of the whoever is going to be there. We don't know, based on your availability, but it will be, but commit around minimum 20 minutes for the interview.
Yeah.
So are you doing for the research interns, are you doing the research aptitude test, or do you want to do others? This question is for others.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Well, actually, we can tell them all to take it. If they could before Sunday, it would be better, actually.
Yeah. Like, you discuss with the team, the support team, and send out the research aptitude test to all of them. So we'll have a common, not only, so let all of them take it. Okay, wonderful, very nice. Looking forward to it with you. I'm excited. So me and my team will be traveling to Asia, so to different countries. So hopefully we'll meet. And so this year, like, we are depending on you guys, like interns and student support teams, to reach out to more students. So you are taking up a very serious assignment, right? We will provide you with all the resources required. Excited. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hey, Kanav, how are you? Kanav, can you hear me? Hello, Kanav.
Yes, sir. This is Kanav's mom here.
Oh, Kanav's mom. Okay.
Yeah. Hello, sir.
Kanav.
How are you?
Yeah, good. How is he doing, Kanav?
Yeah, he's doing wonderful.
Wonderful. Very nice. So ma'am, can you fix up a meeting with Kanav? So I want to discuss with him about HMMT this year.
Yeah, when he's available, he's just doing some coding, so he got just there.
Oh, okay. Okay. So ask him to message me. I will follow it up.
Yeah. Anytime, sir. Your convenience.
Yeah. Like, guys, Kanav has been a student. Like, he's been. How many times he qualified for AIME? 3 times. He is one of the top brains of India. So I'm so glad to work with such a brilliant young people in community. So it's my honor to work with you all.
No, you have been a big support, sir. No doubt. And these young minds, I think they'll really come up.
Yeah, like,
with
ma'am,
proper
like
guidance. Actually, what is missing in India is the guidance, or the platform from where, what to do and where to reach.
Yes. So that's.
And I'm really happy to see the girls over here, which makes me feel proud.
Yeah. Like, we have a very active program to recruit girls, more girls, because guys, like, when we looked at, I have 2 more minutes for another meeting, but when we looked at math and science faculty in North America, we found that the women professors are less than 8%. That is not acceptable for us. So we are going to invest a lot of resources in very young girls. This year we had 6 students, girl students from all over the world working with our selected students in MOP. So I am expecting the girls here going to be very, and ma'am, they are in middle school, right? So we have years of work.
Yes,
and
yes,
knowledge.
proper grooming, and they have lot of opportunities.
Yeah, like, maybe we will have a Indian
diversity in maths
Yeah.
field that is much needed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
Kanav
will-
is here, sir, if you want to talk. Kanav, sir.
Hello, no, I just wanted to say hello to Kanav, right? Thank you, Kanav. So I will, so send me a message. I will call you back.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Okay, then. So let me go. I need to run. I have another meeting now. Thank you. Thank you all. See you in the interview if I'm joining.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm leaving.
Yeah, fine, sure.
Thank you.